Alright, what's up boys? Here's a new video for this week. So we got a new event, so I will do a breakdown of the whole event like I did last week. So this week we have All versus Silva fight night. Last fight of one of the GOATs, Anderson Silva, the Spider. So first of all, I wanted to talk about last week's event because we had a pretty good event. It was pretty nice. I liked it a lot. There was a lot of good fights, entertaining finishes too. This one right here, this one was nice, the Dr. Stoppage. Yeah, so there was a lot of good things. The best thing that was there was submission by Khabib for sure. That was it was a nice moment, but kind of heartbreaking too since he's now gone. Who knows if he will come back? Maybe he will come back for who knows? Who knows? Maybe someday. But wouldn't be so sure. I think Khabib is the kind of guy that when he says something, it's done. So I think he's done good in the sport, and I think his time is now gone. I think it was a nice time though, because it was one of my favorites fighter, and it's kind of sad to see that he's now gone. But you know, that's it. That was a nice career. So yeah, we'll start here. So submission armbar, which is pretty much what I said. Round 1 or round 2, Joel Alvarez by submission, and I thought a guillotine, but he did an armbar. He was going for the guillotine at first, and he switched to the armbar. Nice transition, and that was really nice. So nice win to start the card. Wasn't able to bet on him, so pretty sad because the odds were they were hiring. It was I think they started at what 1.3 I think, and they finished at like 1.57 or 1.55 something like that. So it was interesting to see that the odds were going up and not going down, because I thought Alvarez was going to be a bigger favorite by the time of the fight. So yeah, this was nice. This was very nice too. So Maverick, yeah, I knew she was gonna get it done. And as soon as I saw Judge Wild walking in with Maverick too, I knew Maverick had that in the bag. She looked like a woman destroyer, and Judge Wild just looked like a girl who was gonna get destroyed. She looked too cute. She looked too nice. She looked like a sweet little girl. You know, this wasn't it. This wasn't what you want to see if you have money on Joshua. So yeah, well, I'll try to go a bit faster. So yeah, this one a draw, real deception. For this one, I think that Honjok should have got it done, but he didn't. So pretty bad. Submission guillotine. This was really nice, Rakhmonov. I told you guys he was an underdog. I told you guys the odds kept going down, and it's sometimes it's a sign, you know. You have to bet on these kind of odds. If they kept going down, if they keep going down, you know there's a problem. You know people see something in the underdog so much that he's now become the favorite. That's red flag right here. You need to check this. If you can see this, you need to check it when you see odds going down or up like this so much. So yeah, so this one was a nice underdog play. Casey Kenny, Nathaniel Wood. I thought Nathaniel Wood was going to get it by decision, but finally it was Casey Kenny. Casey Kenny was the favorite, makes sense. But Nathaniel Wood almost got it done, 29-28. I knew the third round was to Casey Kenny, but still it was a close round. And for an underdog at 2.4, I think it was 2.37. I think it's a nice call. I think I've done my job. I think I've told you guys that this was the guy. He went close as an underdog, didn't though. So nice victory for Casey Kenny. I'm really hyped for this guy. I really want to see what's coming up for this guy. I think he could be a champion one day. Next fight, Struve to Ivasa. This was easy call at 1 second of the end of the round. That was kind of crazy. But yeah, I wasn't so sure if they stopped the fight or if the round was done. But yeah, that was nice. Stephen Struve wasn't looking good at all. Like I thought he was gonna look. He looked trash. Now this one was a big surprise. Kutalaba, Ankalaev. For me, this was a big surprise, because I thought Kutalaba was gonna come out there looking like a fucking killer and was just gonna murk Ankalaev. Yeah, I thought he was gonna be mad that he pretty much canceled the whole year of fighting just for this guy. I thought he was gonna kill him, because in the first fight he looked like he was gonna fucking kill him, because just looking at how much he was swinging and everything, I thought he was gonna destroy him this weekend, but no. Ankalaev was the real man, was the guy. He managed Cutelaba pretty well. I think Cutelaba, first of all, didn't come with the right game plan. I think he should have went for the kill like in the first fight. In this fight, he was so measured. He was trying to get probably a 29-28 or 30-27 decision. I didn't like that from Cutelaba. I don't know what's going on. I think, yeah, just because he had a long time thinking about this fight, I think he switched up from, oh yeah, I want to kill this guy, I want to be Cutelaba like Cutelaba always does, to I've thought about this guy for so long. I think I should go with a more strategic approach, and yeah, that wasn't it. He looked trash. He looked so bad. He looked like he wasn't it himself. But that was really it. He wasn't himself. Got knocked out. That wasn't an early stoppage. I'll tell you this. He knocked his ass out real bad. So I had a couple parlays, not a couple parlays, but a couple little bets on him, and I was pretty disappointed. But the Russian guy got it. He got it done. He was the favorite. I didn't see it coming though. I thought he was gonna lose. Lauren Murphy, Shakirova. I thought Murphy was gonna win. She won. That's all. I don't want to talk about this fight. I want to go quick. So I won't talk about this one. 18-second KO for Phil Hawes. I thought he was gonna win, but not this quick. I thought he was gonna win, maybe a decision. I don't know. Maybe I knew he was gonna win, but 18 seconds. I knew Jacoby wasn't on his level. You know, Phil Hawes is definitely a better fighter. Even if the fight was gonna go for a bit on, I didn't see Jacob winning at any means. Next fight, Volkov, Walt Harris. This one was this was a real nice fight for the time it lasted. What, 6 minutes and 15 seconds? Yeah, this was nice. Volkov got the finish. I liked it. I thought it was kind of weird at first, since Walt Harris. I thought it was I knew it wasn't a nut shot, but I thought Walt Harris was faking a nut shot, or he thought that it was in his cup or something, because that's what it looked like. But if you see it in slow motion, everyone saw it. It was a nice solar plexus kick, and it just killed him. And just he was erased. He wasn't there anymore after that. He was in real pain. Not that good to see, because I kind of love Walt Harris, but yeah, this wasn't his night. Volkov really kicked the shit out of his solar plexus, and that was it. Unanimous decision by Robert Whittaker. Like I said, the real bet was Whittaker by unanimous decision. That's what happened. But I still like my pick on Jared Cannonier. I thought he looked good in the third round. I thought he looked good in the whole fight, but he just got outplayed. I think it wasn't his night. I think Robert Whittaker deserved the win. That was a nice win for him. And for the last fight, Khabib versus Gaethje. Khabib, in my heart, is now the GOAT. I know there's a lot of John Jones trash talk on Twitter and on social media, but I really do think Khabib is the GOAT. I think he's the kind of guy that you want to see as a GOAT. You know, I think he's the kind of guy that you want to root for. He's the kind of guy that's so humble, that's so nice. He doesn't trash talk. He's really kind. He's a really nice guy. I think it's a better GOAT. Just a better GOAT than John Jones, since John Jones, you know, got caught 2 times doing steroids. He hit a pregnant woman in the car while doing crack or something. So like, this is not the kind of guy that you want to promote, and this guy is the kind of guy that you want to promote. So I'm really happy he got it done. It wasn't nice to see Justin Gaethje passed out, but it's, like he said, it's better than a knockout, so that was nice. That was a clean way to get finished, and I'm really glad for Khabib. almost cried. This was a real heartbreaking moment for me to see that this guy that I've been following for years is now done. Is now done with the sport, and like I said, I don't think he's gonna come back. I would like to see it for sure. I would like to see a fight against GSP. I thought he was gonna maybe get a call out, or maybe, I don't know, maybe say, oh, I'll take a couple of months off, but no, it's a retirement call. Kind of sad, but yeah, he did what he had to do. You know, 29-0. I don't think we can ask a lot more. Yeah, he could have gone for on and on, but he probably was gonna lose someday because he's not too old, but he's starting to get old. You know, 32. That's just at the end of his prime. So I wouldn't want to see him fight until like 34, 35 or 36 years old. That's enough. 32 is a nice age. So let's go. Now we will talk about the next card because I've talked enough about this. I think that's a good card. I think it's better than what people think. At first, when you see the main event, I think the main event is trash. I love Anderson Silva. I think he's past his prime. I think he's done. He's 45 years old. He's kind of done. All is also done. He doesn't have a nice record. There's nothing really interesting. But for a fight night, this is a really, really entertaining fight night. There's a lot of prospect, a lot of new people that are new in the UFC. It's a really nice card for a fight night. I think it's really stacked. I think we have a lot of good fights on our hands. And just another thing that I was thinking about, I wanted to show you guys what my bets were for the last weekend before I go on to this card. So there they are. Oh, your session has expired. Wow, okay, then fuck it. Then I'll just tell you guys then. So my bets were, they were on posted on my Instagram. So just saying, if you didn't know, my Instagram is the same as my YouTube channel. So Parlons UFC, same with the underscores, same thing. And all my bets are always posted there with the picks, so you can have a picture of all the picks if you don't want to look at the whole video. So yeah, my bets were Khabib win. So I put a lot of money on this, lot of money on this. I had also Khabib by finish, went well, nice finish, that was nice. So I also had a parlay. It was a three-leg parlay. It was Volkov, Khabib, and Firas. They all won. That was an insane parlay. It was, I think it was what I put it $300 to get 850. So 550 profit with that. So it was like what, almost 3.0 odds. So crazy parlay. That was nice. That was thrilling. I wanted to get this one. So there was a whole lot. All I wanted to say that there was a whole lot of money on Khabib, and I hope you guys followed that because I don't know if you. I personally I saw a lot of people saying bet on Gaethje, and you know there was all these UFC fighters saying on Instagram bet on Gaethje. There's a lot of value in it and everything. I think that was wrong. That was to make money on you guys, because Khabib was the real bet, the best bet. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I would have loved to show you guys the numbers, because I know people like numbers. I know people like to see money coming in, so they have more confidence, because it's still only my second video, and I don't know, I don't have 10,000 subscriber and 10,000 subscriber on Instagram either, so I know people like to get confidence. So I would have loved to show you guys, but the session expired, it looked like, so that's done. So we will talk now about this card. So like I said, it's a pretty stacked card. I like this card. I think there's a lot of good fights. I think there's a lot of guys that are gonna make names from this card. Like probably Yanez, he's probably gonna get a nice name. Maybe Sean Strickland, because I don't know this guy that much, but I think a win against a guy that has almost 32 fights, yeah. I think that's gonna be a nice win for him because I think he's gonna win. I'm telling you guys right now. So yeah, I think there's a lot of people who could get nice spots. Jacoby could get a nice win against Ledet too, which could upgrade his name in the rankings because they're fighting at 205 and there's not a lot of prospect that much at 205. So I think new prospects are always nice. Or in all the divisions, it's always nice to get new guys. So that's more of a new guys card, if I can say. We'll go with the first fight. We'll start talking about the whole card and we'll start talking about each fight. So Miles Jones against Kevin Natividad. I like those two guys. I think not those two guys. I like Miles Jones. I've made money with Miles Jones in the past. I think he will cash in this weekend. We'll probably put in him parlay because he lost his last fight against Mario Bautista, and I think he will want to bounce back against UFC newcomer Kevin Natividad. I think Kevin Natividad is pretty good. I saw a little bit of his highlights on YouTube, but I think Miles Jones will get probably a unanimous decision, or maybe I don't know, maybe a little submission. I don't think he could get a KO. I don't think Miles Jones is really that kind of guy, but I could see a submission, but I think he'll get a unanimous decision. I think or just a decision. I think Kevin Natividad won't be the guy to upset the first fight of the card. I don't think he'll upset it. Next fight, Cortney KC, Priscila Cachoeira, women's MMA. We got a girl she's still in the UFC. I don't know how. She's 9-8. Cortney KC and Cachoeira is 9-3. It's more interesting record, but I still don't like her. I will go with Cortney Casey. I think she has a lot of submission in her game. I think she's okay standing up. I think she should get. I think she could get a submission or maybe a unanimous decision. But it's it's women's fight. Cachoeira could also get a submission. I don't know. I don't want to. You shouldn't bet on this fight. That's for sure. Cortney Casey is a 1.4 favorite, and I think she doesn't really deserve that. I think the odds could be closer, so I wouldn't say there's value on Cachoeira, but I wouldn't advise to bet on Cortney Casey either. So just don't bet on this fight, please. Next fight, Jacoby, Dustin Ledet. I really hate this fight. I don't like it at all. I think Dustin Jacoby will get the win. I think he will probably get a. In my opinion, I think it's a boring decision. I think it will be Dustin Jacoby just holding him on the cage and probably getting a 29-28 or 30-27 win. But I don't think this will be really entertaining. Maybe we see a TKO from Jacoby, maybe, because Dustin Ledet is the kind of fighter that I just see losing. I don't see him winning, never in his career. All the spots that he had, I saw him losing, and I still see him losing. Against Camer, I thought he was going to lose. He lost. Johnny Walker for sure. Rakic too. I didn't see those fights, but I saw those three. And I always think he's going to lose, and I still think he's going to lose this weekend. So Dustin Jacoby, by probably decision or maybe TKO. Jason Witt, Cole Williams. That's a really good fight. I think that's one of the good fights of the card. Even though it's low on the card, I think we got two guys that are getting kind of old, 33, 36. But I think that this will still be a good fight. Both fighters coming off losses, so they will want to bounce back. I think Jason Witt will get the win. I don't know how, because I haven't done fight tape research on these two guys. But looking at the records and who they fought, they look alright. But I think Jason Witt is the better fighter in these two. The only thing that's in the Cole Williams side, I think, is height and his reach advantage. That's pretty much it, because Jason Witt is he's looking pretty good as of late. I saw on Instagram, and I think he's younger, so youth advantage is always better. But yeah, I'm not so sure about this fight. I don't really know Cole William, and Jason Witt is a new guy in the UFC, so not a guy that I know a lot about. Next fight is Sean Strickland against Jark Marshman. That's an easy pick for me. That's definitely Sean Strickland. I think it's written in the sky. I think we all know it's this guy is 20-3, fighting a guy in Jack Marshman who is really not looking good as of late. 23-9, not that much of a good record. He's older than Sean Strickland, if I'm not mistaken. He's 30 and this guy at 29. I prefer the guy who's 29 than 30. Why not? And if you look at his last 5 fights or 6 fights, whatever, not looking good. And Shamazian choked him out. He won against John Phillips, who's getting destroyed as of late, and he hasn't looked good in a long time. Jake won by split decision, so not even that much of an impressive win. So it's against a guy that's so bad, and you win by split decision. That's not a good look at all. Lost against Carl Roberts, a pretty good fighter. Carlos Jr. also is a pretty good fighter, but he always loses. When there's a good guy against him, he always loses. So how is he gonna beat Sean Strickland if this guy is pretty good? He's fought, I think Sean Strickland has fought pretty good competition too. I think he hasn't fought only cans, 14-5, to them. He's lost to Sadesky Dos Santos, that's normal. Won against Courtney, that's normal. Lost against Kamaru Usman, that's normal also. Split decision, Top Breeze, Alex Garcia. Lost to, he's been in the game for a good time. I think he'll get it done this weekend. I think that's one of the guys that I like the most to win this weekend. Just not based only on this guy, but based on his opponent. Looking at Jack Marshman, I just think this guy is also done pretty much the same as Justin Ledet. It's the same kind of fighter. I think they're done, but there's just I think they only got a contract left or a fight in their contract left or something, and UFC are keeping them because they shouldn't for him and Ledet. So yeah, Sean Strickland, I don't know how he's gonna win. I really don't know, but I think he'll win. I think he's the better fighter. Next fight is Adrian Yanez against Victor Rodriguez. Rodriguez has fought only cans. He's fought guys who were really not good. They all have trash records. And he's now facing a guy who has a pretty decent record, 11-3, a pretty good fighter. So yeah, he's won again 8-1, but that's his last fight, so that's a nice one. That's a nice win right here. But besides that, 0-0, 0-0, 0-3, 1-1, 2-1. No, this isn't it, Chief. So I think he'll get beaten maybe by decision, or maybe maybe TKO. Who knows? Maybe Adrian Yanez pulls off something, a finish. But yeah, he's looked pretty decent. I saw him live in his contender series. What was it? 2 months ago. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I think it was a nice win, and I think he'll still get the win. I think this weekend he'll just prove that he's a good fighter, and he'll be 12-3 after this weekend. I think he'll get a nice win, and I hope for him that he'll perform. He'll do a good performance, because I saw him the KO in 39 seconds, and I thought, even though it was only 39 seconds, I thought he looked good, and I would like to see him grind in the rankings too. I think he looked good enough for me to like him. Yeah, so he'll get the win this weekend. Alexander Hernandez against Chris Gruetzemacher. That's one of my easiest pick of the weekend. I don't even need to go do tape research, because I know both guys. I watched the series when there was the Ultimate Fighter, and Chris was in the Ultimate Fighter. I don't know which one it was. It was season 22 against when there was Artem Lobov, which was a pretty nice season. I like this season. But yeah, he's fought not that much of good fighters. Cheskid, yeah. I don't know why, but I think this guy is not really good, but he's still winning. So maybe I'm just talking shit. So yeah, he's lost against Shaskeli, David Ramos. You know, he's lost against okay guys, but still, he won against Joe Lozon. I don't think that's an impressive win at all. I think that's at this point, even in 2018, you need to win against Joe Lozon. His last fight, since I'm talking about it, was 2 years ago, so that's a red flag right here. That's something I don't like to see. And that's something I don't like to see also from a guy that's 34 years old, you know. If you're 23, 24, or maybe 22, 23, and you take 1 or 2 years off, and like maybe like Sean O'Malley did, but he had his reasons. But if you're young and you take a couple years off, maybe I could root for you. But at this age, I think he was probably with his kids or something. He was probably not thinking too much about that. So I really think he's gonna lose this weekend, because he's fighting a fighter that I kind of like a lot, even though he talks shit against Donald Cerrone, my man. I think he's very good. I think he's one of the is he the only guy who finished Benil Dariush, or at least he's one of his only loss as Benil Dariush. Benil Dariush has 1 loss, 2 losses, 3 losses in the UFC. Yeah, and they're all to good fighters. You know, Barbosa, Chiesa, really good fighters, and Hernandez was the only one to finish him by knockout. Flying knee, okay. No, Barbosa finished him also, I think. Yeah, I remember, he finished him. So not, but we'll say the last guy to finish him, okay? So yeah, I think Alexander Hernandez will get I see him getting maybe a decision, but no, not a decision. My final prediction will be TKO. Yeah, TKO or KO by Alexander Hernandez, because I think he's really good. He's young. He's 10 times better at Chris. He's fresher. He will want to get a win since he lost his last matchup against Drew Dober, and he'll want to bounce back. And I think he'll get the bounce back. I think UFC are giving him an easy fight for him to win, because they like him. He's only 28. He can talk. You know, he has I think he can sell the UFC some pay-per-view if he wants to trash talk, and if he wants to be the young guy who's trying to climb the rankings. So yeah, I think he'll get a win this weekend. TKO or KO. Next fight is Bobby Greene against Thiago Moises. I think Bobby Greene will get a decision. I think he's been on 5 winning streak or something, and Thiago Moises is on a 1 fight losing streak. He hasn't looked that good in the UFC. I don't think he's pretty impressive. I think he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, he's a good fighter. But is he gonna get a win against Bobby Greene? I don't think so. Bobby Greene is he has too much momentum on his side right now. He will definitely get the win. And if you wanna talk about it a little bit, I think Thiago Moises' only way to win is by submission. But Bobby Greene has 38 professional fights. So don't you think that Bobby Greene has already seen some submission? I think he probably has gotten submitted a couple times, and he probably knows every submission. So I don't think Thiago Moises is going to be able to pull off a submission, but maybe I'll sound stupid this weekend. Who knows? We will see. But Bobby Greene by decision, unanimous decision, 30-27. That's what I see. Gregardi, Maurice Greene, one of the best fights I think for this weekend. One of the best fights for me, I want to say, because I don't think it's going to be a good fight, because Maurice Greene is that so nice guy to watch, and Gregardi is that so nice guy to watch either. But I just think that Gregardi, every time he steps in the octagon, he's looking fresher, he's looking nicer, he's looking better, he's looking, he's always looking like he has some new tricks in his bags. Every time he steps in, it looks like, I wouldn't say a new fighter, but it looks like a fresher fighter for sure. So he's fighting a guy in Maurice Greene that I just think this guy is really, really bad. I don't want to sound negative or anything, but that's pretty much it, man. Lost against Olenek, lost against Sergey Pavlovich, and I'm not saying those are so bad losses because it's still a veteran and newcomer Pavlovich. Before that, he's got some win, but there was never really big impressive win from him, and they were against nice opponent. He finished Gian Villante in his last fight, but that wasn't the win for me. Because if I remember good enough, he lost the first 2 rounds, and then in the third round he was losing also. Or one thing that's for sure, he was losing the fight. If the fight was gonna continue, he was gonna lose the fight, and then Gian Villante just decided to give up. I just decided to give up. I don't know what he did, but there was no choke. You see, that's what the fuck is this modified choke from bottom? This means it's pretty much nothing because they would have known what it was, you know. But that it's because it was nothing. I didn't want to put just a win because they always put the finish or whatever it was, unanimous decision, whatever. But this was nothing. This was just Maurice Greene. I don't know. Gian Villante just not feeling good and just he wanted to tap. I don't know. I had money on Villante too, and he was a big underdog and was about to win. And that happened, and I was just shocked. I couldn't believe this was real because there was absolutely no choke. He was legit just hugging him. There was nothing, and he tapped. So yeah, Maurice Greene has nothing impressive. He has nothing for Greg Hardy. I think he can try to take him down or whatever, but it won't work. I think Greg Hardy is too powerful. And I'm really hyped to see Greg Hardy fight again because I really like this fighter. I think he's impressive every time he steps in the octagon. So yeah, Greg Hardy by KO. I think he'll get a KO, yeah, or maybe decision. But I would like to see Greg Hardy get a finish. I want him to get a nice finish and get a 50,000 bonus. I don't want to see another decision from Hardy. I think all of his last fights. He's looked for the decision, and I would like to see him look for the finish because I know he has the power to do it, and I think he's good enough to do it. And also against our opponent and Maurice Greene, I think he should get the finish. So yeah, I'll say Greg Hardy by KO. Makhmud Muradov, Kevin Holland. This is one of the best fights in the card. These two fights right here are just for me. These two are they're pretty much all the card. This is the real prospects fight right here. So Makhmud Muradov, Kevin Holland. This is this is such a good fight that I'm not too confident on any of those guys. I think Kevin Holland will win because I think he's looked so good, and for sure in his last fight against Darren Stewart he gassed out in the third round, and that was a really bad look for him. But I remember Makhmud Muradov against what was his last fight. I had money on him in his last fight. Trevor Smith, he looked pretty tired too. In the Chirico fight, he looked really tired in the third round, and he lost the third round if I remember good enough. But yeah, he's also a guy who can gas out too. So it's not like Kevin Holland was in really big trouble with his gas thing, and Makhmud Muradov was just this guy with the Habib gas thing, you know. So yeah, I think Kevin Holland would get probably a decision win. Maybe he'll get a submission. Maybe he'll pop up like a nice submission that Makhmud Muradov won't see coming. Maybe he'll get his back, or maybe Muradov will get tired like in the second round or in the third round, and Kevin Holland would just like get his back or something, or shoot for a guillotine or whatever. He'll shoot for a submission that Muradov won't see coming, and I could see him getting a submission win. But besides that, I don't see Makhmud Muradov getting KO. I don't think he's gonna get TKO either. Maybe, but I don't see. I can't imagine it. So I will say Kevin Holland by decision, maybe by submission. But that's a really good fight, and you guys should watch out for this fight. I don't think I will bet on this fight. Maybe I'll do a little parlay, and I will bet on this fight for sure. But it will only be like a $10 or $15 parlay with all the fights or all the fights that I like. So yeah, Kevin Holland to get the win this weekend. Bryce Mitchell, Andre Fili, two really good fighters. I think this will be a really close fight. I think we could see a decision, but or maybe Bryce Mitchell getting a submission. But I think Andre Fili is just too good. He's a nice veteran. He's been in the sport for so long. He's been in the UFC for so long. I don't know if he'll get caught in a submission by Bryce Mitchell, because I think Bryce Mitchell has finished guys, but they weren't the best competition. And I'm thinking Andre Fili is the other step. I think it's an upgrade in the competition. So I think this will be a closer one than what people think. But I still see Bryce Mitchell winning this one. I think he'll get it by decision, or maybe by finish. But I think this will be closer than what people think. So I wouldn't sleep on Andre Fili, because I know this guy is really good. But I have to go with Bryce Mitchell. He's been too impressive. He's undefeated. He's the fresher fighter. I think, let's see, reach advantage and everything. He doesn't have the reach advantage. That's a sad thing. But he's 26. Andre Fili is 30. I prefer the guy that's 26. So yeah, Bryce Mitchell to get the win also. And we're already at the last fight, because I wanted to go fast, and I think it's now pretty fast, because I know this can be a little bit long to watch. So I think it's kind of better sometimes to just say the predictions quicker. So that's why this video will probably be quicker than the 57 minutes video that I've done last week. But yeah, main event of the evening, Uriah Hall against Anderson Silva. I'm not really sure on this one either. I think Uriah Hall would get the win, but I wouldn't be so sure, because I could see, I think the judges will want to see Anderson Silva win, but I think we'll see. That's kind of sad to say, but I think we'll see Anderson Silva on the ground, probably by KO or TKO. I think Uriah Hall will finish him. It's a 5-round fight, so probably not too early. I would say like in the third round, maybe second round, third round, something like this. I think he will finish him though, because Anderson Silva has looked bad. He doesn't look like he has the best chin as of late also, and it's sad to say, but yeah, I think Uriah Hall will get the win. But I wouldn't bet on this one, that's for sure. I wouldn't bet on the underdog as Silva, and I wouldn't bet on the favorite, because Uriah Hall isn't a good bet at all, because he's looked bad. He hasn't looked that much impressive. I wouldn't want to bet on a fighter that's 15-9. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the whole event. I think it will be a very good fight night, because if we think about all the last fight night that we have, there was a lot of fight nights that was really there was a lot of boring fights and fights that no one wants to watch. This one is a lot of fights that people want to watch, like Yanez, Rodriguez, and Alexander Hernandez is always nice. Bobby Greene is always nice. Greg Hardy also, Makhmud, Muradov, Kevin Holland. There's a lot of good names, a lot of good fights in this card. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Last thing will be for me today. Last thing will be the best bets. We will talk about the best bets. So it's pretty easy. Alexander Hernandez, like I said, big confidence for me. I think it's a give me match. I think it's they just fed him Gruetzemacher just so he can be 12-3 and had a win to his record. So yeah, I think he'll get the job done. It's not that much of big odds. I think he's around 1.3. Yeah, he's now 1.25 because the odds lowered, but normally he was at 1.3, 1.23, 33 or something, around 1.3. That's for sure. So yeah, Hernandez, I would say second best bet is Greg Hardy, and the third best bet is probably Bobby Greene. I could say also Adrian Yanez is fighting not a can but not a good guy, so probably Adrian Yanez is a good bet too. but I think Bobby Greene is better than Yanez, so I'll go with Bobby Greene because he's more experienced and he's fighting a guy that I see him winning. I see him winning this fight. So yeah, those are my best 3 bets. So Hardy, Hernandez, and Bobby Greene. I think all of these guys will get the win this weekend, and I think it's not that much of an entertaining video from me, since it's it's a card where I picked all the favorites, so I think it's not the best one. But we will see next week if there will be more underdog picks, because last week there was a lot of underdog picks. I liked a lot of underdogs, but on this one I think it's a favorite card. I think there's no underdog to go with. Maybe Cachoeira, maybe, or maybe Makhmud, Muradov, but that's pretty much it. Or maybe Fili, but that's pretty much it. There's not a lot of underdogs that I like, or I just don't really like underdogs at all, I'll say. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next week breakdown. I'll try maybe to post a sports, maybe like a tennis or soccer prediction video, or just a quick video of like maybe 5 minutes, just to talk about a bet real quick, and it'll be for the next day. So you guys need to be quick on this one. So you should probably put on the notification belt on, and one thing that's for sure, you should definitely subscribe, because I will be posting a lot of videos, and I will be posting, like I said, video every week to do breakdowns, and they will all have timestamps every time. So if you only want to watch just the best bet part, or you just want to watch just a couple fights and don't want to know about the whole thing, there's always going to be timestamps. So that's a big thing that's important for me to put for you guys, because I think it's a plus for you guys, and it's better for everyone. So yeah, I will do this in this video, and there's a lot of good things coming up too. I have a new mic right on my left that I will start to use probably in the next week video, because I ordered the wire and it needs to come through. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's right here. Those just a little proof for you guys that they were posted on Instagram, if you guys didn't know. So yeah, Alvarez, Dahunjong, Volkov, Rakhmonov, and Habib, the biggest bet of the night. So yeah, that's it. That's the UFC Instagram page. And yeah, that's it. So have a good day, boys and girls, if ever, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out.